Paso. You're watching Partners News Station on News Channel 6. My name is Victoria and I'll be your news anchor today. Now let's get started on today's top stories. Not one, but 3 homicides were reported yesterday night. All 3 bodies were found in a park nearby El Paso High School. As of right now, the police have not released any information concerning the bodies, but our on-scene reporter, Alyssa, is at the park trying to dig up the story right now. Over to you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Victoria. Here I am, and I'm at the scene of the crime, and I'm going to interview the nearby manager of the pub, where the suspects allegedly met. Can you tell us about the crime committed?
Yeah, how about we go inside?
What relation did you have to these girls concerning the crime?
Well, I think I may have served the victims while I was on duty, and the 3 girls walked into the pub.
Did you check these girls for an ID?
Yes I did.
Did you realize these girls were teenagers?
No, I did not.
Did you realize the IDs they gave you were actually school IDs?
No, they didn't look like it at the time. Pretty sure they were real IDs.
So, you served children alcohol. So what were these girls talking about?
Well, they got really drunk and they were talking about their dead friend. So I mentioned that I saw the story on the news, and then they said that they were going to go out and find Death and kill him.
Do you have any other information about these 3 girls in the homicide?
No, I don't even know their names, so nothing else.
Okay. Thank you very much. Back to you, Victoria.
The station has just gotten word from the police department that the bodies were in fact those of 3 teenage girls, all of whom were students at El Paso High School. Apparently, they tested positive for alcohol in their systems, therefore confirming the manager's story. We plan on receiving more details as the day goes on. But meanwhile, another witness has come forward. Let's go back to Alyssa for the interview.
Unfortunately, Victoria, the witness would like to remain anonymous, but he did talk about what he knew. He was able to describe the victims accurately, including their mission to kill Death. Since this was all the information he was willing to give me, I went searching for the tape of the 911 call.
This is 911. What's your emergency?
Yes, well, I came across these 3 girls. They're maybe like 17 or 18 years old. They were talking kind of crazy, and they were just saying they were off to kill Death, and they were harassing me.
Okay, sir. Did the girls seem to have their judgment impaired?
Yes, they were probably drunk or taking some sort of drugs.
Where are the girls right now?
Well, you see, I played along with them, and I told them Death was, it's over there under that tree, under the park tree.
Did they follow your directions?
Yeah, I left them a few minutes ago. I guess I realized that someone could probably get really hurt by the way they were acting.
Okay, sir. Well, I'm going to need the location of the park, your name, and a few other details.
From what can be told by the tapes, the man actually led the 3 girls to the place where they are now dead. The fishy coincidence will continue to be investigated by our teams. But now, here I am with a local Walgreens manager, where one of the victims was last spotted. So ma'am, what was your interaction with the victim?
Well, I mean, I saw the girl come in and she just bought a couple of snacks and drinks, and then she came over to my counter and she told me this sob story of how she has a severe case of insomnia and hasn't slept in over a year, and she was in dire need of some strong medication.
And then what happened?
Of course, I told her that she could not get that strong of a medication unless she had a doctor's prescription.
But our investigators found a receipt outside the trash can for Prodaxium, which is the strongest sleep aid that is legal in the U.S., with a time stamp very close to the time the victim entered the store.
Well, I mean, you got me there. She just started bawling and like pleading for the medication, and I felt so bad. It was the only brand in stock, so I told her she needed to follow the directions exactly as it would lead to dire consequences.
And you believed she would follow the directions?
Well, she promised me. I absolutely feel horrible now, but we don't even know that's what caused her to die. Well, I've learned my lesson. I really have.
Well, this is a startling turn of events. That the local drugstore may have had a hand in the death of at least one of the victims. Now it's time to go back to Victoria with some of the breaking news on the story.
Thank you, Alyssa. We have just uncovered the most concrete evidence yet. Thanks to the local Walgreens, we have been given surveillance camera footage of one of the girls purchasing the deadly medication. Let's take a look.
At 2:30, she walked into the store. She then purchased some food and some water. She approached the manager. She begged her for the medication. The manager gave her the medication. She left Walgreens at 3.
We have now received breaking news. The police have released more information, including the appearance of large sums of money at the scene of the crime. We can now give you an accurate reenactment.
The 3 girls discover the money under a tree. They knew if somebody would discover them with this money, that they would be blamed for a robbery. They decided that one person should go ahead and bring dinner for the other 2. They did this by drawing straws. While she went out to the store, the other 2 girls made a plan to attack her, so that they may have all the money to themselves. Meanwhile, the girl from the drugstore puts the dangerous medicine inside their drink. She wants the fortune for herself. She then brings the poisoned water to her friends. One of the girls sneaks up from behind and kills her friend, stabbing her multiple times. The girls are happy, and to celebrate, they drink. The sleeping agent affects them, and later kills them.
This case is now closed. I can now report that the pub manager and pharmacist will be appearing in court next Friday due to their involvement in the crime. I think we can all learn a very important lesson from this story. The greed that pushed these girls to kill one another is something I hope none of our viewers are tempted by. That's all we have for today. Thank you, El Paso, and we'll see you later on our 5 o'clock newscast.